Hey, it's Enrico Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Pallazzo!
Taco Bell!
Pallazzo podcast.
Give me 2.
That's right. Give me 2. 2 L's, 2 Z's. Thank you all very much for joining in the Sunday Waiver Wire show. Sorry, my wife is walking in the room.
You nervous?
Monitor. No, not at all.
Are you going to introduce her to the show?
She quickly ran out.
She ran out.
Yeah.
I've never seen her.
I asked Sarah if she wanted to be on the show once. She said absolutely not. So
yeah, my wife would probably have
camera shy.
Yeah,
Leanne's been on the Monday show many times, right, Leanne?
Yeah,
she's out there somewhere.
There you go.
I met Leanne. Beautiful, wonderful person.
Look at that.
There you
Do
go.
you hear that? Beautiful, wonderful person Leanne is. All right, let's move on. We're here for a reason.
Thank you guys very much for joining in. Happy Father's Day to all the great dads out there. Britton, yourself, as well as, hey, Gov, your dad too. Your dog dad, right?
My dog dad?
You're a dog dad. Like you have a dog.
Oh, well, it's tough. It's complicated. It's like talking about, when you get separated or divorced. Yoshi was a big part of my life. She's still alive, but, this condo does not allow pets. So it's been a source of frustration. We have a beautiful view. We got a lot of space here. We put together a total gym yesterday. We still have room. So it was amazing.
Nice.
But
you guys.
Yeah, things are happening. We bought a tow bar, Mike. Here you go, for some Pilates stuff. So
I love it.
But yeah, Yoshi, I miss you. I'm thinking of you on this Father's Day.
Shout out Yoshi.
Shout out Yoshi. And for me, shout out Mike Allan, my dad, the greatest dad ever. One of my best friends, Michael F. Allan. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's really cool. Shout out Tim Govier as well. Why not? Let's do it. Woo!
And I got to join the crew. Shout out Steve Virginia. I won't say his last name. Thank you guys very much for joining in today. Sorry that we didn't have a show on Friday. So we'll get back in the swing on things. I think we're all just a little busy. A lot of things happening. So, but I'm happy that all three of us are on the show today, boys. Get a little fabulous waiver wire chat show here. If you guys got questions, drop them in the live chat. Govier, Britt, and myself are happy to answer. Without further ado, let's dive into the number of games next week, if we could.
Huge week of 7. Everyone's on 7 games, it seems, Mike.
Yeah, there's like 12 teams. Those 12 teams are Athletics, the Orioles, the Rockies, the Astros, the Angels, the Dodgers, the Marlins, the Yankees, the Phillies, the Padres, the Rays, and the Nats.
That's what I had as well. I'll confirm that. Yes.
There you go.
So
everybody has 6. Yeah, everybody else has 6, so no 5 games. I just want to go on record to say that too. I hate when there's a team, like a bunch of teams with 5 games. Just life is better when there's more baseball. I think we all can agree
those
on
dog days of August, that happens, right? It's a long year, you understand, but it does. By then, hopefully, people are paying more attention to football, right? So.
Yeah. Easiest hitter matchups. What's up? What's up, Timothy? Thanks for joining in, man. Happy Father's Day to you as well. Easiest hitter matchups next week include the Nats, the Cardinals, the Giants, the Padres, and the Diamondbacks. And the hardest hitter matchups on the dock next week are the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Marlins, the Pirates, and the White Sox. I feel like those bottom 3 teams, Miami, Pittsburgh, and Chicago, every week is a hard hitter matchup for those 3 teams. So, but especially next week. So, Britton, I want to dive in here. Who is a hitter that you are looking to add, or that our viewers should be looking to add next week and maybe rest of season?
I couldn't find any. So
Okay.
I was looking at my Fab leagues. I really couldn't see anybody.
Wait a minute, Britton. Let me help you out, brother. Let me do you a solid. You've always been there for me. So let me help you out here. Casey Schmidt is on fire right now, and he actually made the cover this week. I thought it over. Every week it's hard to choose who makes the cover of our show. It's like the SI cover, right, back in the day, or like the Madden cover. And I chose Casey Schmidt because, yes, he took advantage of Coors this week, but he also continued that against the Dodgers with grand slams, multiple home runs, RBIs everywhere. The guy's on fire this week. If you look at his game log the last week, it's just filled with shit, good shit, hot numbers. So
Hot shit.
I don't know how long it's going to last, but Casey Schmidt is an ad. He has, depending on your format, where you play, right, your platform, second base, shortstop, third base eligibility. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point. He's definitely on a hot streak, but historically, he's not a good hitter.
You're right. You're right about that. You are. I will say one thing about that, though. He's got a 50.
Guy.
He's got a 50% hard hit rate this year, though. That's a big improvement for him. That's way up, and he's only 26, so he's still growing. It's not like he's 30. So I'll just say that it could end tomorrow, Britton. I completely agree with that, but I also could see this like maybe a breakout can brew here. And also the Giants they have an equal record to the Dodgers. They're both playing tonight. They're both 41 and 29. So this team's in the mix.
Yeah, and one thing real quick too that I totally agree. Carpe diem, pick up Casey Schmidt while he's hot. He's got the playing time opportunity. One of his grand slams came off Enrique Hernandez. A position player pitching in a game that it was like, and look, it counts. I get it, but that wasn't off Zach Wheeler or some. But whatever, it counts. So yeah, he's been hot. So Casey Smith is totally a good call. I couldn't find. I'm glad that y'all found hitters. I just was looking at pitchers because if somehow Jacob Mizrowski is still available, I think he's like the pitching must add. What do you say, Mike V? Are you into that Mizrowski?
Oh, 100%. But I just got a notification from Yahoo that he's now listed as day-to-day. So,
he hurt his ankle in that start. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because they said that him after the game said, yes, he rolled his ankle, but that it was mainly due to cramping in his legs. That's the reason why they pulled him, not because of the ankle. And they asked him about it post game, and he said, "quote A-OK on the ankle." So, I don't know why he just got listed as day-to-day. Somebody on Twitter helped me out, but. Britton, I actually thought the opposites. I thought there was a lot. Now, you guys play in a lot of deeper leagues than I do. I'm mainly a 12-man guy, but I thought there was a lot of great hitters that are available, at least in Yahoo formats. Now, we all know how much we love Yahoo and the roster percentages there.
That's right. Shout out Zach Waxman, of course.
Exactly. But have you guys looked at Josh Smith of the Texas Rangers? 35% rostered, so he's out there in 2/3 of leagues. The dude's been killing it and has multi-position eligibility and been racking up the hits, racking up the runs, and also chipping in from the RBI's perspective.
Hitting leadoff too.
So, yeah. And anybody, Britton and I talk about it all the time on this show last year. If you're hitting leadoff on anybody's team, that's a good thing. So he's actually up now to 40%. He's been at 24% added over the last week. So if Josh Smith is out there who qualifies at first, third, short, and outfield, this is a guy that I like. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube, you can see his numbers up on the screen here. A lot of red, which I like to see. But hitting 380 over the last 2 weeks. He's 19 for 50. So that's a pretty good. He's right now. He's giving it across the board production 5x5. So if Josh Smith is out there, I like him as an ad this week.
Well, if you want to do a buzzkill like Britton did, the Rangers scored 16 runs twice this week, which were huge outputs. And then they go back to doing what they do. But he's been an exception. The Rangers' offense has been shit for the most part outside of these blow-up games they have. But he's been a consistent leadoff hitter. And, Ezekiel Duran is a distant memory. There was a time where it was Josh Smith versus Ezekiel Duran 2 years ago. That's way over now. Josh Smith has won this job. He's the guy. I love it, Mike. I'm all for it. And Brian Burmeister, I haven't seen you in a minute, buddy. Starting Josh Smith gives me the runs. Hey!
Genius.
Love it, Brian. How you doing, buddy?
Nailed it.
Hey, real quick, too, before I forgot, I wanted to make a point to bring this up on the show. The pronunciation police is out, guys. We have another name that I want to make sure that we're all corrected now and make sure that we're saying his name right.
Acuna.
Not Acuna. Did you guys know Marcelo Meyer is actually how you say his last name, even though it's spelled Mayer? It's actually pronounced Meyer. So Marcelo Meyer is how you say it. And I was like, that doesn't really make any sense. I was always calling him Marcelo Mayer, but because that's how it looks like it's spelled. But when they started talking about him on the broadcast, because I was watching the Yankees and the Red Sox last night, and then a couple of games before, I was actually watching the Red Sox telecast. Apparently, he told people how to pronounce his name in the locker room, so which I thought was funny. But
somebody who's had a name that a lot of people have botched in my life, I never took offense. I never took offense. So when people say like, "Dude, don't disrespect people," get out of here. People botch my name. I never cared. It's okay. If you really got a beef with it, come at me and I'll try to get it right. But we're all just doing the best we can out here every day,
What was the name that somebody called you? I can't remember who it was. It was for Ethos.
I didn't
get something.
Yeah, that Paul guy. I didn't get a chance to hear it. So
yeah, Govier or something like that.
Yeah,
Something
Virginia. Also, Folk Acuna stole a base yesterday.
Hey,
Dude has been crushing it. Obviously, we're not picking him up on this show, but Acuna he is back and he is a badass, man. It's awesome to see.
How many stolen bases is that?
One. That was the first one. We finally got one. Woo! Yay! It's our big day. All right.
All right, Britton, since you have some pictures, who's a pitcher that you'd like to add this week?
I mean, it's kind of closer time, right?
I got a lot of
every week. Yeah. I love closers because every week there's new closers to talk about for Justin Martinez in Arizona. He came back again, and now he's out with Tommy John.
Man. Bummer.
AJ Puck is out for a while. He had a setback in his rehab. So Shelby Miller probably been dropped, probably been added, probably been dropped again. Go look and see if Shelby Miller is available in your 12-team saves league because he's going to get the rest of the saves for the year, barring injury. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, they like to win some games. They're good enough to win, but they're not good enough to blow anybody out. So Shelby Miller is going to get 25.
Best team in baseball in the 9th inning this year, though. Offensive.
Who's that? Arizona?
Yeah.
It was a
best
bad
offensive
loss
numbers
for
in
San
the
Diego yesterday.
That's what
That's
they
a
do.
really bad loss. Yeah.
Yeah, Arizona is a fun team. Another guy is Matt Stram for the Phillies. So Jordan Romano kind of got the closer job back, and then he immediately blew 2 saves in 1 week. It was awful. So he's been taken out of that role. We all like Kerkering, but it looks kind of like he's maybe the 8th inning guy. And Matt Stram for the Phillies, he's going to get saves. Yes, he's a lefty, so maybe they'll mix and match with Kerkering, but Matt Stram is going to get saves. And here's the thing about him anyway, so just pick him up because he's also just a good pitcher. His K rate, his chase rate, his walk rate are elite, not elite. So he's just a good pitcher. So, he's going to help you in ratios. And, last year his ERA was 1.3 and his whip was under 1 out of 60 innings. So I like Matt Stram. Do y'all have any interest in any of these closers?
I do. I still personally think Jordan Romano is going to get some run there. I think they were just giving him a break. But it is worth noting that Strom also got 3 right-handers when he came in yesterday. So I think they're going to give Jordan Romano maybe a little bit of breaks here. I think this is a bullpen that's going to be very fluid moving forward between Strom, Romano, and Kerkering. I don't think they're going to quit Romano 100%. But if you're speculating on saves, I definitely think this guy definitely worth an add in deeper formats. And to Britton's point, he's got good stuff. But I do still think Romano probably has a slight edge for now. But I would not be surprised if Strom ended up getting a lot of the work. So.
Yeah, I think you said it well. Strom was good yesterday, but he actually hadn't pitched that great coming into this week. He's been better, but he had been having his own problems. For Strom, a 1.16 whip is high for the season. So we'll see. You're right. Romano hadn't pitched since Tuesday, I believe, which he had a clean inning against the Cubs. So I'm not sure if Romano – I have a feeling that Romano was telling everybody, hey, Rob Thompson, manager of the Phillies, I'm scared, man. Just don't put me out this week. Just let me stay home. Let me chill for a bit and let Matt handle this. I think that happened. I'm not kidding.
This is a closer that I like from Joe. Is Dylan Lee for the Braves. Came in yesterday with a 4-0 lead against the Rockies. He did give up 1 unearned run, but this is the guy that you want if they are indeed removing Iglesias from the role there in Atlanta. And I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying if you're speculating on saves, this is the guy to grab here. It's Dylan Lee. A lot of people thought it was going to be Pierce Johnson. I don't think it's him. He's had his own woes. Dylan Lee's been pretty good, guys. So if you are speculating on a closer and need saves, this is a guy I actually like better than Strom. So get Dylan Lee if you need saves. He's going to be on the top of my list in one of my leagues.
I agree with Star here. Iglesias will be the closer. The last 2 outings were stellar, so I think he's going to be all right. It happens. Shit happens sometimes. Devin Williams lost his job. Injury gave it to him. He's back, so it happens. But we'll see. Lee's a good alternative if you want to spec. I don't disagree with that. So, also, Harry wants to jump into what we're saying. Would you hold Romano or drop him for Shelby Miller or Bednar? Bednar all the way, man. Bednar is locked in for me. This easy call.
He's back.
Bednar for me as well, although I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these guys, honestly, Harry. If I had to pick, I'd go Bednar. I think the more safe chances are probably going to come from Arizona, though. So if you actually desperately need saves, I go Shelby Miller, but the other stuff, Bednar.
I trust Bednar more. I'm going Bednar all day.
All right. Let's get into some questions here real quick, guys. Fantasy Sports wants to know, who are your top 2 in order rest of season of this group? Max Muncy of the Athletics.
Yeah.
Jorge Polanco, Ozzy Albies, McLean, Clement, and India. Gove, I'll start with you.
Well, me and Britton have covered Jorge Polanco's toast, right? Did he come back alive again?
Yeah,
he had
a walk-off the other day or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Walk-off single,
all right. Well, look, Max Muncy is another. It was the next hitter I was going to mention after Casey Schmidt. Muncy is another guy having a good week, playing well. You got that park, we all know from our insider, Casey Bubba, as Britton has told us all season long. It's getting hotter and hotter at Sutter Health Park, and Max Muncy of the A's takes advantage of that. He's also a first-round pick. This guy was a legit guy, so he's young, he's learning, he's got a park to hit in. That's good news. I will take him, although Matt McLean hit a home run yesterday, and they put him in the 2-hole today. I've never given up on Matt McLean. It's been hell on earth. Between Matt McLean and Michael Harris, it's been hell, but some things are brewing for both of those guys right now. So, gosh, I'm a McLean guy through and through, so if you're giving me a top 2, I'm going to say McLean and... Well, Albies is awesome. Albies is great, too. So I guess I got to go McLean and Albies over everybody here with Muncy third.
Smart man, because that's what I'm going with as well. Fantasy Sports, I get it. McLean and Albies have been extremely hard to roster, and I understand maybe. I would assume maybe you probably have these two on your team and maybe looking to move on, just guessing. But if these guys are both available on your waiver wire, I would definitely be running to get Albies, because I do think at some point, hopefully he turns it around. Ceiling's high with Albies, and I'm with Govier. I can't quit McLean, so it's still Albies, McLean. I think the ceiling, I think the ceiling is way higher for these two than anybody else on this list. I would venture to say that within a couple of weeks, you're going to find Muncy, Polanco, Clement, and India all on the waiver wire at some point if you play in traditional 12-man leagues.
I want to grab Max Muncy. I'm glad Govier brought him up, because I was looking at him too. He bats 5th every day for the Athletics. That's a great place to hit. So I also love the fact that the other Max Muncy also came up through the Oakland A's. Well, they were the Oakland A's back then, the A's organization. So what are the odds you have? And Max Muncy isn't like, Scott Johnson or, like a real easy name, Bill Jones. It's just, I just love the fact that there are 2 Max Muncys that came up. So give me
great job.
I want all kinds of Max Muncy. I want the Muncy from the Dodgers, now that he's got the Ricky Vaughn glasses with the crossbones, the Jolly Roger in the middle.
Yeah.
And then I also want the Max Muncy for the Athletics too. And then you could rename your team Blue Max. That's a World War I reference. It's an award that they gave aviators in World War I. Blue Max.
Wow.
Let's get into some more questions.
Shout out
here,
history.
Guys.
Shout out history. Former history teacher. I love that.
I want to get to this one because Charles, friend of the show here.
He came in first. We got to give it to him
first. Yeah. Says, hi, gents. Happy Father's Day to all. Which 2 pitchers are you most confident in the rest of season between Shane Bieber, Shane McClanahan, Glasnow, and Woodruff? I'm going to go first here, Charles. I'm with Dr. Dave on this one. I don't want anything to do with any of these guys, to be 100% honest, other than Tyler Glasnow. I think Bieber and McClanahan are going to be toast. And it's going to be a while before these guys pitch to begin with anyways. Woodruff, I've been on record of saying this. I had him in the beginning of this season. The guy just can't catch a break, and he got hit with a liner on the elbow. Out of all of these guys, I'm going to go Glasnow, but if you had me to pick a second one, it's going to be Woodruff, and it's not close. Because I do think he'll come back at some point. He was this close to coming back before he took a line drive in the elbow, guys. So,
yeah. So Tyler Molly died too, by the way. Sorry, buddy. Tyler Molly finally went on the IL. I'm going to take a victory lap just because I've been waiting for it all year. I waited until June 15th for it to happen. I don't wish Tyler Molly ill will, but I certainly knew that he would eventually get hurt. That's all. So.
Same right shoulder. I think last year was right shoulder tightness, and now it's soreness. So that's not good.
It's that's not good for anybody. But as far as these guys, man, Shane McClanahan's done, man. Don't just drop him. It's over. I'm telling you, it's over. If I'll be wrong about this, then I'll take it. I will eat it if it happens. But it just, every time you get some optimism here, it's nerve shit. It's weird shit going on there. And this has been not just one injury, man. This has been years we've been dealing with this, last 2 years. So McClanahan's way down on the bottom of this list. And one other thing I'm learning, and I give full credit to Dr. Dave, who you mentioned, Mr. Virginia, my friend Dave McDonald, my dear Cleveland pal, who comes out to first pitch, and we do Glarf together. He's the man. I'm just not going to rush to add. We all think we see a name like Shane Bieber, a guy who's an elite pitcher, right? We all agree he's elite when he's healthy. But when you come back from Tommy John and major shoulder surgeries that keep you out for a year plus, we've seen how long it takes for guys to get going. So I'm not just going to rush to the wire to get these guys and have to wait maybe another couple of months before they finally put it together. I mean, Clayton Kershaw came back this year. He's looked good now. He struggled a little bit, but it's more to do with non-arm stuff, non-shoulder stuff. If you got a guy like Sean Manaea, who was oblique, right? I believe it was just an oblique issue. That is something where you can, I don't think you have to go through as much BS to get back to where you need to be. You might have a couple bogus starts, but there's a shorter span of return to successful baseline of who they were versus a shoulder or Tommy John situation. So I think that's a big deal. And though I think Shane Bieber could be useful at some point in the season, I don't know. I don't know if I want any of these guys, which sounds crazy, but maybe I'm crazy.
What do you think here, Britton? Who do you got of these two?
None of them. I'm the same way. I'm more anti-stash. Like no Woodruff, no Bieber, none of that, because the road to recovery is always bumpy. And so
even Tyler Glasnow, who's pitched this season.
I've never liked Tyler Glasnow. Unfortunately, he's always hurt. He's always
on the Yuri Perez list.
Oh, Yuri is playing today. Yes.
Yeah. Let's go
we
live.
Love Yuri Perez. I just want everyone to know I'm literally rooting for Yuri Perez. I promise. But yeah, he's pitching today. Hey, one thing real quick. I wanted to bring up Dane Myers, friend of the podcast. I mean, he doesn't know that, but he is friend of the podcast because Michael Govier has been on him before. Yesterday went 3 for 5 with a 2-run double. I don't know. Dane Myers, he's on my fab list today. What do y'all think? Any interest in Dane Myers, or is this just another flash in the pan?
I know you guys like him. I think he's a guy that you can ride the wave with. I don't know if he has season-long value unless you play in extremely deep leagues and you need an outfield bat. But I'm not like you, Britton, with injured pitchers. I don't want anybody really on Miami. I don't think anybody on that team is really that good. So
it's Connor Norby bias. That's what it is.
I don't even like Connor Norby.
It's Kyle Stowers bias.
Don't like Stowers either. No.
What?
I don't like any of those guys.
Because you got a problem, man. Because you're a Baltimore guy. It hurts. You don't want to go there.
Otto Lopez hitting third.
Yeah.
Look,
Dane Myers is good for batting average. You're not going to get a lot of power. You get some steals in batting average. I admit that. But if he doesn't hit higher in the lineup, he's been hitting 6 or 7, so that's going to hurt for runs possibly. But, yeah, he's got value in certain leagues. I want to bring up Profar here because Charles also hit us up. I guess we're about to get Profar back in biz after the PED suspension to start the year. Yeah. I have little to no interest, and maybe I'm just another doofus.
I think people who are going to be thinking that he's going to be the Yerkes and Profar we got from San Diego last year, I think we can see a lighter version of that. I mean, obviously the lineup is great, but at the same time too, like, and everyone's going to be on his ass because he took PEDs and like, what does that look like if his numbers don't look the same as last year? I don't mind a spec ad on Profar, but I assume that the playing time is going to be there, right, guys? Like Britton, is this a guy?
Oh, they paid him. Yeah, they're going to be like, you better get your ass out on that field, brother. You better get out there. That's exactly the conversation that they're going to have with Profar when he goes.
Verdugo's in left, so Profar comes in. It's not like Verdugo's that special. Yeah, Profar comes back July 2nd. By the way, that's when he can return.
And they do rehab starts, even though he's on suspended list. Like they do allow him to go through, the minor league rehab starts.
Yeah.
So see how that goes. Yeah, but definitely keep your eye on him. But yeah, that conversation was awkward with Profar. You're what? You're suspended for 80 games? We just paid you like $50 million.
I love
Great job.
I love that bit, but as Ben Chase talked about, who's the ultimate Braves insider. If you don't know, he's obsessed with the Braves. They signed him. They knew the deal. They're like, okay, we know you're screwed, right? But they still signed him with a 3-year deal, so that is interesting. I will say
they knew.
I don't think they knew.
They did not know. But part of the collective bargaining agreement is you don't have to take a drug test. You don't have to disclose any of that stuff. But before, I don't think they knew. I'll
talk to Ben tomorrow night on the Prospects Power game. We'll see what he has to say.
Yeah, he may have some inside information, but no, players don't have to disclose pending stuff like that.
That's true.
Because
Timothy,
HIPAA.
Timothy wants to know Dynasty question, full win now mode. He says thoughts on trading my Reagans, Lazaro Montez, and Thomas Harrington for Dylan Cease and Emilio Pagan. I prefer Reagans long term, but Cease is alive at the moment. So Cole Reagans is on the IL. This is Dynasty full win now mode. It sounds like you're giving up some prospect pedigree here. I gotta be honest with you guys. I know he keeps getting it done, but for me, Emilio Pagan is a ticking time bomb. I don't think he holds on to that role all season long. I hope I'm wrong, but I've just seen this movie one too many times. So I don't mind this move, guys. If he's in full win now mode, if he gets Dylan Cease, who knows what Cole Reagans looks like rest of season after he comes off the IL. So if you can get out from under that rock and get a guy who's very similar in strikeouts with Dylan Cease, I think this is and he needs saves. I like this move. I'm not big on Thomas Harrington. I know a lot of people are. I'm not big on him as a prospect. So I'm fine with this. Pull the trigger, Timothy.
Pittsburgh's trash. I mean, Pittsburgh is just wasting awesome talent. It just pisses me off, man. It really does. You look at the rotation they could have. Paul Skeens, Bubba Chandler, Thomas Harrington, who I do think has talent, and Braxton Ashcraft, who's in their bullpen, who's also a very good starter. That's 4 guys. They could have like a Braves setup for the rotation if they had any clue what to do. It's such a bummer. So I'm fine with this. I saw this in the Discord. I said, sure. He said he was 25 points ahead in his standings from second place. Like, he's way up. So he's trying to maintain his lead. I just thought in the original trade I thought he was giving up a little too much, because though Reagans is hurt, he still has great dynasty value. Like, he's still young. It's not over. So I get it. Lazaro Montez is talented as hell. He's an awesome dude. And Thomas Harrington, whatever. That's fine. So I think Pagan, Britton, I think Tito has tapped into something with Pagan. I agree. Like, I was very skeptical of Pagan this year, but his whip is .084, and we're in middle of June. He's looking good.
Yeah, you're right. Tito figured it out. Emilio Pagan, he's a veteran, though. I mean, I like Pagan. But what do y'all think about Dylan Cease? He's had kind of his ERA for the season's over 4, but one of his last starts was against the Dodgers, 7 innings pitched, 11 Ks, no earned runs. So
dominant.
Yeah, so if you're in win now mode, you might as well go for it with Dylan Cease, because Cole Reagans isn't going to help you. Maybe not the rest of the year, even when he comes back. Or
strained rotator cuff problem.
Yeah, he's probably out.
Reminds me of like the 80s and 90s. They used to talk a lot more about rotator cuffs. We don't hear as much anymore.
Yeah, I guess they just say shoulder these days.
Yeah.
Like in hockey, if you have an injury, it's like upper body or lower body. Like
unspecified lower body injury. Yep.
Right.
It's like when you have when you have an intercostal injury, people just say oblique. It's kind of like the same thing.
Ribs.
Hey, Rib Fest is next weekend, man. Rib Fest here in Essex County is next weekend. We're going. There's going to be 5 or 6 different trucks with ribs. Oh shit! I'm going to get my fat on.
There we go.
I love ribs, man.
I do. God.
Are y'all familiar with the big green egg? Do y'all know what that is?
Yes, of course. Of course.
You
got one. Of course.
I got obsessed with the big green egg for many years.
You guys should start your own YouTube channel, you two, on the
I haven't used it in a while. Yeah, it was definitely a phase, but I do the dry rub, and the thing, and I had all these tricks and techniques, but dry rub Memphis style ribs. Mwah.
Oh man, Memphis style, hell yeah.
You know what we could do, Britton? We could take some donuts and some hot dogs and do a little smoking on there. We can smoke some dogs and some donuts.
I like my hot dog charred to a crisp. I don't know how y'all do your hot dogs on the grill, but I want it effing black. Basically.
I've eaten like the worst shit in the world in my life. There's no doubt about it. I've eaten all the garbage in the world to offer, but I haven't had a hot dog in probably 15 years at least.
Yeah.
God, we got to correct that, Gov. We We gotta get
Okay.
a dog in you.
Hey,
A glizzy.
it's like
the
going to
Govier.
Coors. Go to
in a
Coors. I'm
tube.
getting a dog. Let's do it.
I'm in.
Skywalker wants to know: should I hold on to Bailey Ober, or is he dropping a 10-team league? He's
that's
been
a
in a
good
struggle
question.
this season. I hate being this guy because I get this question all the time. Skywalker, if you follow me on Twitter, and if you're not, you should. It always depends on for who. If you're just asking me, hey, can I drop him? That's like saying, you're shooting in the dark, right? So like if you're dropping him for somebody who's worse, then I would say no. So if you're dropping him for somebody who actually has good value in a 10-team league, I assume there's some good pitchers out there. But more context on this question would be great. In a nutshell, I would be, here we go. Ober has been pitching with a hurt knee and hip. I'm still likely holding him, but it depends on who else is out there. But what do you guys think? Michael
Govier has Bailey Ober in our Pallazzo new league.
That's the only league I have a share of him in, oddly enough, Britton, but that is true. You're not obviously not dropping him in that, but in a 10-team league, as Britton often said, in 10-teamers, like move him in and out. You can drop Bailey Ober in a 10-team.
We're dating. 10-team leagues, you're dating. You're 25 years old. You're out of college. You move to Atlanta. You got an entry-level job somewhere. You date. You date everybody.
Every week we get a little bit more of the Britton Allan story. We get a little more each week.
That's right. You date.
Just a little more.
Right. You're not you're not going on match.com. Looking for Mr. Right. You're looking for Mr. Right now, baby.
Yeah.
Go 10-team drop.
You're going on a free app.
That's right. 10 team. You don't like the way she eats pasta and dumper. Who cares? Go on to the next one. 10-team, baby, dating.
This
Eating
is a
pasta
question
on a
I wanna
date's
get
tough.
It is tough. It's always eating in general on a first date is tough. It'd be like, hey, watch me
I don't wanna
scarf
watch
on this
anybody eat.
cheeseburger.
Yeah, just have a drink, man. Don't eat. Just have a drink.
Appetizer's fine, but like full meal, it's like, like that's got to be so attractive to people.
I remember a date I went on when I was in high school. We went to the Rafferty's. Are y'all familiar with the chain Rafferty's by any chance? I don't know if they have it where you
don't have it here or
it's
there.
basically an Applebee's. So we went to Applebee's and she ordered the prime rib special with the baked potato. I was impressed. It was a full blown the waiter went through and she was like, "Yeah, I'll have the prime rib." I was like, "Yeah, all right."
Spoiler alert: it was Sarah, and they're married to this day.
Shout out, Mrs. Allan.
It was a keeper, man. Yeah, that was our one and only date. I asked her out again after that. I'm pretty sure she said no. I guess she got her prime rib, was done with it.
Bye back. Oh, here we go.
This is a good question. Guys, you guys have all known since I've joined this show, I was a big Reed Detmers hater. I'm in. I'm back on Reed Detmers, baby. As he has found his calling. He's not a starter, okay? I will say that. You know what he is? He is a perfect late inning reliever. Reed Detmers has been phenomenal. I don't know if you guys have been tracking him or not the past.
Of course. Yes.
He's 2-0, 20 Ks, 0.69 ERA, and a 1.15 whip, which is not great, but he's racking up the Ks, guys, and he's gotten some save opportunities and some two wins. You can plug him in as an SP or an RP. I'm in on Reed Detmers. The K stuff has always been there. And if he's only pitching one inning, I like it. So this is where I think Reed Detmers fits perfectly. Is in this role here. But what do you guys?
Let me show you something. Let me show you this tweet right here. You see this? Did you see this tweet? Reed Detmers. This is Ron Washington and Reed Detmers. I believe when that guy gets back in the starting rotation, this is the manager, he's going to be a monster. He's learned a lot. This was 5 days ago, June 11th. This was not a while ago. So I saw that tweet a few days ago, and I'm like, okay, well, what the hell's going on here? I mean, yes, he's thriving in the relief role, but what is Reed Detmers' future here? If Ron Washington says once he gets back into the rotation, that says a lot. And I know people lie, people say shit all the time, but, Ron Washington's got a lot of integrity. I really believe. It's amazing. There are only 3 games under 500, even in the middle of June. I'm actually surprised by that. Good job, Ron Washington. Secret manager of the year in the AL. Great job, no doubt.
Great job.
I don't know what to make of that.
That's Zach Neto, baby. That's all Zach Neto. That's Zach Neto's team.
Taylor
right,
Ward, of course, guys, right?
Yeah.
You guys who can't hit anything else but home runs, of course.
Joe Adele's been super hot. We talked about him last week, but he's keeping it going. Yeah.
Ward went like 3 for 4 yesterday, Gove. I know that's not going to be the norm, but he had a lot of duck farts that he just bled over the Orioles' heads all day yesterday.
Duck fart, TGI Fridays, 1997. I had that pin. I remember that.
Yep. But please, for the love of God, Ron Washington, insert the Office meme where he's like, "No, God, no."
Yep.
Please don't touch Reed Detmers. Leave him the hell alone. The guy's finally found some success late innings in the bullpen. If you move him back to the rotation, he's going to be shit again. So, B. Henny, here's the answer to your question. If he's in the rotation, love him. If he's in the bullpen, I love him. If he goes to the rotation, stay far, far, far away from Reed Detmers.
They've got New York. They've got at New York coming up too. I don't know if you want to start it. I don't know if you want to start anybody.
That's why Jose Soriano did not make my top 8 2-start pitches this week. Sorry. He struck out 12 A's last time out, but he's going to the Yankees. That's a setup to me, man.
Yeah.
It didn't make it for me either. The guys, I like this one from F, which is a clever name here.
Hey, F.
Any
F's
interest
a regular.
in Emmett? Yeah, and any interest in Emmett Sheehan, who has
He's
looked
back.
rather well in the he's back, and he's going to be a part of the rotation here. A highly touted prospect for the Dodgers. Britton, thoughts on Emmett Sheehan this year? And again, he is coming off Tommy John, so
pick him up. Pick him up, see what happens. I mean, he's not going to go 6 innings. They're going to ramp him up, but anybody on the Dodgers starting rotation, I want.
Buy the ticket, take the ride.
We got to mention it's the age of Casparius.
That's right.
Who may be Ben Casparius may be moving into the rotation because right now, if you look at roster resource, they got a 4-man rotation. So come on down, Emmett Sheehan. He was a big time prospect.
More bullshit with Fantasy Pros, by the way, Mike. Bobby Miller is labeled on the tomorrow. Is Bobby Miller? Couldn't see he was starting anywhere. Is that real?
He's doing rehab starts, right? I think.
Yeah, so he's not starting tomorrow. You know, Fantasy Pros screws us sometimes. So we still love it, for the record.
Yes. Gove, any thoughts here on Emmett Sheehan? Are you adding him?
Yeah, you add him. You got it. You got to take a shot here, see what happens. The Dodgers have 10,000 pitchers. But I say, Clayton Kershaw's a guy. He's still available in a lot of leagues, a fair amount of leagues, I would say. That's a guy I want in the Dodgers rotation right now. He's putting it together. Absolutely stellar yesterday, or his last start for sure, 7 innings. But Sheehan's a guy you got to add because you want to take a shot. And if it doesn't work out, just dump him and move on. Drop the last guy on your roster. Bring him in.
I bet you would, Panama Red.
You damn right I would.
Bet you would, Panama Red.
I love that line. TM says, who are your in order top 2 IL stashes of this group? Oh, here we go. More injured pitchers. Arrighetti, Darvish. I believe that's supposed to be Darvish.
Darvish.
Yeah. Emmett Sheehan, Kyle Bradish, and Cody Bradford. I'm out on all these guys.
Arrighetti, no, that's wrong. Arrighetti is a thumb thing. That's very correctable. Not worried about that. If it was an arm thing, like I said, Arrighetti, I've had him stashed in my ILs because he got hurt. It's taken a little longer for him to come back than I hoped. But I like Arrighetti. He's young. He can really miss a lot of bats, man. And he, it might take a minute, but once he gets going, Houston's 10 games over 500 too. They're starting to peak, and Arrighetti's going to come back and be a part of that. They need him. Forrest Whitley, by the way, is now a Tampa Bay Ray. Just want to throw that in there.
That's who I was trying to think of the other day, by the way. Remember when we started talking about that?
Yeah.
I couldn't think of that name. It was Forrest Whitley. That's who it was.
Yeah. I like Arrighetti, but, the rest, Bradish, come on. What's he really going to do this year? Hell no. Bradford, hell no. Darvish, he's old. Hell no, man. Forget it. I don't want anything to do with it, Britton.
I totally agree. But didn't Arrighetti get hurt by somebody hit him in batting practice?
Yeah, it was total fluke beat. It was just a nightmare. It's just bad luck, man.
Hey, bartender Joe Boo needs a refill.
Another one of these. Who was the other guy last week we had this happen to? What the hell, man?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Who was that? I know exactly. Yeah,
it's
you're
happening
right.
too often. It's an epidemic.
Y'all need to watch out. Y'all be careful out there.
Don't anybody say heads up anymore? Heads up.
Or!
Yeah, shit. Come on. I say that at Little League games.
Oh, here's a good one. Our pal Chad wants to know,
Hey, Chad.
how do we feel about the return of legendary Austin Gomper, who's starting today, despite the dumpster fire that the Rockies were and continue to be. Overall numbers were serviceable last year. Out.
Come on, man.
Big out on Austin Gomper.
You go ahead. You take the Rockies pitcher. I'll see you later.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to get into some other guys that we like for ads because I do want to talk about a couple others. Yeah, I already talked about Josh Smith, who I definitely think is my number one ad this week if he's out there. 40% now, was 35 this morning, which is crazy. Another guy that I like, guys, is Sal Frelick of the Brewers. Not a big power guy, but same thing like Smith. He's been racking up the hits, getting the runs, and he's got some speed. So I think this is more of a ride the wave type as opposed to a season-long thing. But he's hitting 337 over the last month, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, and 13 runs. So doing a little bit of everything here. Again, not a big power guy. He's kind of reminds me of like a little TJ Friedel with less pop. So I like Sal Frelick. What do you think about that, Britton?
I like him too. He bats leadoff for the Brewers right in front of Jackson Churro. Shout out Churros, delicious Mexican treat. Cinnamon, sugar, Churro. So delicious. But yeah, I'm surprised Sal Frelick isn't owned everywhere. He plays every day for the Brewers, runs. Yeah, doesn't have a lot of power, but he'll probably get you 10 home runs at the end of the year. What do you think, Govier? Yeah. You into that Sal Frelick's?
The former Nashville Sound.
That's right.
Who hurt himself there, but he got it together. Excellent plate discipline, too. So if you play in OBP leagues, Frelick is a guy you certainly want to roster. He knows how to take a walk. Not a lot of power, but he can do everything else. So I like it. I'm all for it. I want some more of it.
Well, Tim McGraw action going on there.
Is that what that is? I don't even know what that is. I know these country songs, Boot Scootin' Boogie, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. I don't know who
those
does
songs
these
are literally like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Boot Scootin' Boogie. That's Brooks and Dunn. I know that one. Yeah. The Boot Scootin' Boogie, Ache You Break Your Heart. I know that one. Yeah.
Fun fact, I am a big country music guy. So
you are?
Love it so much.
Oh, shit, man. We're in trouble. That's shocking to me. I don't know why that's shocking. But
I will say this. Today's country music is not country music. It's more like bro pop country. I'm a very big 90s country guy.
You're a big Rascal Flatts guy?
Hell no. I'm not a Rascal Flatts guy.
What about Garth?
Love Garth.
Yeah.
Love Garth. My top
Friends
3
in low places.
Yeah, love it. My top 3 in this order: George Strait, Alan Jackson, and Tim McGraw. Those are my
way down under the Chattahoochee.
That's right.
Yeah, let's do it. Al Jackson is an excellent songwriter. I'll give you that.
There you go. All right, back to the show here because nobody gives a shit about our country music takes here. Govier, another hitter that you like.
Where's the Yeah, remember Garth Brooks in the spring training with San Diego? That shit was insane. Why did he do Chris Gaines? That was so stupid. I don't know why he did that.
No doubt.
I got a graphic.
He was making too much money. That's what
you're right. Exactly. Whenever something goes south, it's usually he's got too much money. It's just he does whatever he wants. Here's the graphic for this week. Look at this. Woo! We're back in business. That's right.
Come on down to Govier's.
We got a special APR financing. Now a low 6.9% APR financing.
I don't care about your credit. I care about you.
That's right. We're not talking money, man. Just tell me what's really going on. Look, Nolan Gorman, it's shocking to see his name on this list. And you know what? I fell for it. I think in mid to late May, I thought he was going to go on a heater. Because every year, Nolan Gorman, he goes on a heater with power. But it's happening now. Brendan Donovan is out. And he has taken advantage of that. He's hit 2 home runs, I believe, in the last 4 days or so. This is what Gorman does. So if you need power right now, again, these are temporary fixes. It won't last all season. But Nolan Gorman will give you some dongs in the coming week. I'm going to guarantee it, actually. I'm locking it in. And Max Muncy's already on here before. Jeff McNeil, the old man, still getting it done. The Mets are a really good team. Yeah, he's awesome. And then I threw Slate Ciccone doing the 2-start roster, starting pitching rankings I did. I can't believe he's so low. He's only 4% rostered on Yahoo. And I know Yahoo's not everything, Zach. Thank you. But good God, that's just too low, man. It's blowing my mind. So Slate Ciccone's got a solid at San Francisco and then at Athletics. That could be a little tougher, I admit that. But he's worth an ad.
You got to do your bid. Slate Ciccone. Slate Ciccone.
Yes, that's right. Come on, man. This guy could pitch. He had 8 Ks in his last outing. Was excellent. 4% roster is just too low. So I threw him on there. I threw Joe Boyle on there too because at a certain point, he's going to get the call again. I'm trying to look ahead and give you guys somebody who's got good stuff.
There you go.
Love that.
Let
me ask you a quick question. Hey, I'm sorry. Let me ask you a quick question. I need an outfielder in one of my leagues, and it's kind of a deep league, and it's like Dane Myers is like on there. Lane Thomas. What about Roman Laureano, Mike V, of the Baltimore Orioles? He plays right field every day, lefties and righties. Colton Cowser came back, but Colton plays left field, and he's injured again anyway. He ran into a wall or some shit. But anyway, so Roman Laureano, he kind of had a power speed thing going on for a while. He bats 4th or 5th for the Orioles, who are kind of resurging. What do you think? Give me that inside Roman Laureano info.
What about this guy here too? Mike Tauchman, a good outfield ad, not a bad call.
With Ramon Laureano, first off, yes, Cowser got hurt running into a wall. He is quote unquote off the bench today. They sent Heston Kjerstad back down to AAA, so he's no longer with us. Ramon has been hot. Cedric Mullins is going to be the one manning center field, I think, and Cowser will be playing left field. So that leaves right field.
Is playing off the bench in left field, but he's the bench player. Like once Cowser's ready, he'll go right back into left field.
Agreed. So I think Laureano's got some pop here, and in a deep league, I assume that you're talking about here, Britton, and batting 5th for the O's. Who
he's got 8 home runs this year.
Yeah, only 6.5 out of the final wild card spot there with my O's. Never know.
He's walking a lot too. Yeah, I may have to. I like him. I may have to pick up Roman Laureano.
Ride the wave. I think this is they're all kind of in the same bucket for me, I think, Britton, in terms of if you need an outfielder with Myers, Laureano, and who was the other one?
I'm pretty desperate. Lane Thomas. Those are the 3 guys I was looking at.
I'd go Laureano and ride the wave and then pivot when he goes cold.
Lane Thomas has had bad injury luck here. He went 3 for 5 a few days ago with a home run, 3 ribbies against Cincy, leading off. I think Lane Thomas, this is a great time to get in on him now. It can't get any worse. It's got to get better, Britton. I would make that argument. I really would. They need him, too, and they want him. Remember, this guy hit a grand slam against Tarek. Yeah, last year. This is the guy who hit the grand slam against Tarek Skubal in Game 5 of the ALDS last year to send them to the next round. Against Tarek Skubal. Lane Thomas, if he's healthy, this guy can play. And his stats are so low right now because of these injuries have been hell. So if he could just stay healthy right now, and I don't imagine how it could get much worse. Is he going to tear an ACL next? If he doesn't, then there are statistics coming your way. I really believe that.
There you go. All right. Anybody else got somebody else they wanted to talk about? I know we've talked about some hitters. Let's get into some pitchers really quick. A couple of guys. We already talked about Reed Detmers, Dylan Lee, Jacob Mizorowski, Kasparius. We talked about him as well. This is the dawning of the age of Kasparius. Jesus. I had Slade Ciccone on my list here too, Gove. So
love him.
This morning. But another guy I want to talk about really quick. And again, since we're talking about closers, Calvin Fauché, I believe is how you say his last name with the Miami
there it
Marlins.
Is. He was on the graphic. I removed him because I had 2 Marlins on there.
Yeah, that's never good. But I'd like Calvin Fauché if you need a closer. He only had a 1-out save yesterday, but he's got 7 on the year, guys, and looks to be the guy there in Miami. So if you're desperate for saves, I like Calvin Fauché there. I think he'll be the primary closer. But one more guy real quick. And he's not he's only given up 2 runs, I think. Sawyer Gibson Long of the Detroit Tigers, Gove's Tigers there is interesting to me. Carved up my O's, but the O's can't hit lefties, so take that for what it's worth. But another guy that I kind of like there. So if you need a starting pitcher there in the deeper league, I like Sawyer Gibson Long.
We also had a trade this week, a real MLB trade. Aaron Savale for Andrew Vaughn. The Brewers and the White Sox did a deal. So Savale's now in purgatory in Chicago, so the Mizorowski could pitch. Andrew Vaughn's in Milwaukee. We'll see if it's over or not for him. Something to think about. But Sawyer Gibson Long is a solid guy. Coming back again from Tommy John and major injury issues. So to have any progress right away, that's a bonus. It's like Lucas Giolito. So I'm actually ranking Lucas Giolito my number 1 recommendation for 2-start pitcher rankings this week because of the match. I know you can't do it. Well, the matchups are great. So I really like the matchups. I know it's back and forth as he comes back, learning the ways of the force again to try to understand how to pitch again after injury. But on the road at Seattle, great park to pitch in. On the road at San Francisco, great parks to pitch in. So I'm banking on those going well. I know it's hard to see 2 starts in a row for Lucas Giolito actually going well so far. I do see that. I'm not unaware of this, folks. But I like the matchups. I put him number 1. So I'd say he's only 8% rostered on Yahoo. 8. It's too low.
I would argue it's too high, but I'm just kidding.
Oh, you are a cut up. You're a real card, Mike.
Giolito, I hope those are night games. That's the key. Like he's notoriously a night person. So
notorious. You're right about that.
What about
pass
Walker?
on Giolito. Star Platinum. If he says pass, then I make a mistake. Sorry, Star. I made a terrible error.
what do y'all think about Walker Buehler? He's been kind of up and down, had a bad start. Well, his last start wasn't that bad. He went 7 innings, struck out 7, got the win. This week he's going to Seattle. Beautiful, as Govier mentioned, beautiful place to pitch. So Walker Buehler for the Red Sox. I bet he's been dropped a bunch. Any interest in Walker Buehler?
Kind of about the same. Yeah, I was gonna say kind of the same with Giolito.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's on my Pallazzo podcast invitational team, so I'm stuck with Buehler all year, and I've had to use him because I drafted too many hitters. I needed more pitchers. When you got to get that balance right, Britton. You know this with those drafting holds. If you draft too many hitters, you don't have enough pitchers, you're screwed. So that's a regret.
Yeah. Real quick, Todd wants to know what's happening, guys. Dynasty show tomorrow night.
Duh, of course. We'll be here live. We got the MLB draft coming up, folks. So the mock draft show, I believe, is going to be next week. So get ready for that one. We'll do the entire first round.
Can't wait.
Ben,
That's
Robbie,
fun.
Baseball, your boys doing our thing live Monday
Love
night,
the
8
draft.
p.m. Eastern.
Love the draft this year. Which left fielder do you like most rest of season? TJ Ward, or is it Tyler Ward? I think is what we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's
Tyler
fine.
Ward, Profar.
Who's TJ
Steer,
Ward, the safety for the Browns?
Yeah, wasn't he a basketball
Yeah.
player? Or no?
He's the safety,
No,
right? For Ohio State
safety,
safety.
yeah.
TJ Ward?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Tyler Ward, Yerkson Profar, Spencer Steer, Colton Cowser, Jonathan India. Which left fielder do you like the most? Here?
Cowser screwed me this weekend, man. I didn't know he'd sit. I'm like, okay, you ran into a wall. You sit out one night, but he sat the whole series. And they're winning, so that's bad news, too.
Yeah. Who do you like here?
Well, I love Cowser. I thought we're back in business. Steer, you're just never gonna get what you want out of Steer. I gotta make peace with Spencer Steer. It's just not gonna happen. Like, he's average. He's not special. He's average. You can roster him in like a 16-team league, maybe a 15, maybe even, but that's borderline. But I'm going with Cowser still because I believe in his overall ability if he could just stay healthy here.
Britton?
Oh, it's got to be Tyler Ward. And like we mentioned, the Angels are sneaky good from at least from the offensive standpoint with Zach Neto batting leadoff, Nolan Schanuel second, Mike Trout, probably heard of him, batting third, and then our boy Taylor Ward batting fourth. He's going to bat fourth every day, barring injury. So, yeah, give me Tyler Ward. He's the cleanup hitter for a surprisingly decent Angels. No, the A's are decent too, but
Yeah.
but not as decent as the Angels.
Yeah, Steer did hit a home run yesterday here, Dave.
No shit!
He hit it in the little Papa John's, or not Papa, Little Caesars hole, like in left field. There's like a little hole like this big where he hit the home run and
damn
rolled
it.
into.
I had
Which is
Cowser.
pretty
I
crazy.
had Steer on the bench with Cowser starting. Thanks a lot, Cowser.
Yeah. Steer's been on a really, really bad like slump in terms of power wise. So that's his first home run, I want to say, in quite a while. But of that group that he had up between Tyler Ward, Profar, Steer, Cowser, and India, I'm with Britton. I'm going to go Tyler Ward here, ever so slightly over Cowser, but I do love Cowser here as well once he comes back. So TJ Friedel MVP, maybe.
Yes, I know Britton agrees.
Hey, Friedel,
I love Friedel so much. I'm with you, Britton. Now I just love him. He is so reliable. He gets the job done. He's going to hit 20 home runs, and then he's going to do lots of other stuff. Run scored, hitting for average, blah 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 blah. It's all wonderful. I love it.
Hey, really quick, I want to get your all's take on this because I'm in my home league. I've been trying to shop Eugenio Suarez for a closer because I need closer so bad. Nobody in my league wants this guy. No matter what he does, this guy has 20 home runs on the year. He's on pace to hit over 40. And I've even thrown some low ball offers out. Like I've taken some, I can't remember who it was. I threw an offer out for Helsley. I threw an offer out for Robert Suarez before the blow up. I threw an offer out for who the hell else was it? I can't remember, but everyone's told me like, you know what? I'm just not in on Eugenio Suarez. And I'm like, can I ask why? And one guy was like, well, that's really all he does is hit home runs and RBIs. And I was like,
Which is like the most important thing a hitter can do. You know?
Like, wait a minute.
All he does
So
is
I
hit
was
home
a little-
runs. Like,
I was a
20
little
home runs.
confused. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a little
He's
confused
gonna-
by that.
Looks
But
like you
nobody
have
wants him.
a 30 homer, 100 RBI season. It looks like.
Yeah, nobody wants this guy, and it's just mind numbing to me. But whatever. Back to the questions here. Here we go. F wants to know: start Rengifo tomorrow at New York versus Schmidt. What do you guys think about that matchup?
Oh, Rengifo, Britain's favorite
He's back,
pronunciation.
I thought he
Sure,
lost
I
his
guess.
job to Christian Moore. Apparently not, because Rengifo
Chris-
was hit a
Nobody wants to
couple
add
home
Christian Moore in the new call up for the Angels.
Yeah, he just got caught. Of course, Go Vols, Christian
Go
Moore.
Vols.
He's
Yep.
gone 0 for 6. He's sitting today, and Rengifo, I guess, is getting rewarded for hitting a couple home runs yesterday or the day before, whenever it was. So, yeah, I wish they would let Christian Moore play, but it looks like they're going to jerk him around playing time wise. So I don't know. I think you just kind of sit and see.
Rengifo's heating up last 2 weeks, it seems, slowly, or maybe it's just 2 dongs in one game. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I never loved Rengifo. I never did.
I think he hit a dong yesterday. So, which take that for what it's worth. It came against the O's, as Baltimore would like to say.
Go for the sweep today. Ramon Urias just hit a home run as Star Platinum until this. Congratulations. Underrated. How about that?
Thank you. Go. Since we only have 4 minutes left in the show, I want to get in a couple to start SP streams here because I did do that. I like Will Warren, 39% rostered, gets the A's and the Orioles this week, as well as Clark Schmidt. Obviously, he's a lot heavily rostered than Will Warren. Will Warren's only 39, Clark Schmidt 60. He also gets the same matchups. I know we shit on him last week or the week before. Matthew Liberator gets the White Sox and the Reds. I like, and then Jack Leiter. Again, I know a lot of people are in and out on him. 39% rostered, gets KC at home, then he gets the Pirates. So those are a couple guys I like as two start SP.
Boy, I don't want to buzzkill you, man. Are you sure Jack Leiter's a 2-star?
That's what it said. I got this from Pitcher List. I don't even use Fantasy Pros anymore. I got it from Pitcher List.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
look, the
it's in
Rangers. Okay, so I'm glad you brought up the Rangers rotation because they have some problems right now because Miley's gone. Eovaldi's not ready to come back. They have a spot. They brought Kumar Rocker up to pitch today, who sucks. He sucks. Kumar Rocker is not good. I'm sorry. He's not a starter. He might have a better life as a reliever down the road. But there's 2 guys in Double-A. And this is not just deep cut because if they can pitch well, they will have value everywhere. Mitch Bratt and Cole Drake are both in Texas's Double-A system. I've been having them on my watch list on the Patreon for my Sunday reviews every week for the last month. They've been lights out. There's a spot right now. Do they go with one of those guys or do they bring up Dane Dunning from AAA? They'll probably bring up Dane Dunning from AAA. But if Cole Drake or Mitch Bratt's a lefty, if one of those guys get a call, keep an eye on those guys. It's not just for deep leagues. They get the opportunity. They could thrive.
Britton, do you have anybody else you wanted to talk about?
No, I just wanted to say Kumar Rocker. So what Mike Govier is saying, if the house is a rockin', don't come a knockin'.
No,
That's right.
No way. Never. Yeah.
Did you guys ever,
I don't
you
know.
guys
I
ever
think
see
that,
Harold and Kumar?
Of course.
I've never seen it.
What is that, like 5 O's or 2 U's?
Anthony's got Cole Drake. You're in good shape, buddy. There's something there. Something brewing. Yes.
So
he's also a lefty, says Uncle Ted. Drake is a lefty. They're both lefties. Yes.
there was a guy at work. I brought that up because he asked me about Kumar Rocker, and I said that line. I was like, "What is that, like 5 O's or 2 U's?" He's like, "Dude, what the hell are you talking about?" I'm like, "Forget it." We are coming up on the hour here, guys. Any final closing thoughts before we head off?
Yes.
Sunday.
Again, it's crazy we keep going back to Miami, but I mentioned him last week. Jansen Junk, this guy has figured something out. He was a Brewers cast-off, and he's coming in as a follower. Pitched 5 2/3 his last outing, was really good. Yes, on Monday it didn't go as great, but every other outing in the majors this year has been good, and his minor league numbers were outstanding. So Jansen Junk, as a follower, that means he can get a win a lot easier, too. And the Marlins do win. They're not as bad as the Rockies or the White Sox. They're like 29 and 42 or something like that. So that's someone to take a look at if you need starting pitching help right now. They're also bringing up, I think he's a former Athletic, guys, Freddie Tarnok. I'm not as big on Tarnok, but just to mention that.
Dane Myers just hit a home run, by the way. Of course he did, because I just shit on him.
Oh, my. Woohoo! Yeah, Logan Gilbert's back tomorrow. That's great news for everybody getting back. Well, get him back in your lineups or wait, guys. Is anybody going to wait or you just put him in?
You got to put him in. That's my thing. But
I agree. If you roster him, okay.
Let me ask Michael Govier a quick question. In my TGFBI league, waivers run today. Everybody go make your bids or whatever. Brain Bello.
Yeah.
97% owned. I guess I'm in that 3%. He's on the waiver wire.
Ooh.
So do I put a bid in for Brian Brains Bello of the Boston Red Sox?
My guy.
He's at the top. Here's the top. UC Kikuchi, Brain Bello, Chad Patrick, Walker Buehler. Any of those guys tickle anyone's fancy.
Do you need K's or wins or anything more in particular, or
I'll love it. Yeah, that's the league I've got. Cole Reagans. He went on the IL, so I need somebody.
Do you have any good starting pitchers in there or no?
That
was a joke. That was a joke.
Oh, ouch.
Wait, you're saying Bello's getting melted right now? Is it at 1-0 still? The Red Sox are winning? Oh, he was good against Tampa Bay on Monday. Yeah, he's pitching right now against the Yankees.
They're up
he was
1-0.
good against Tampa Bay. Bello was on the cusp of a 7 earned run outing versus Yankees. Oh, you're saying this could happen, but it hasn't happened yet, Chad. Come on. Calm down.
He's only giving up a hit and a walk and a K, and he's through.
Yeah,
almost
get the hell out of here. Come on. Bayo's a guy I like. I would say if you need K's, Kikuchi, sure, why not? Also, I do like Chad Patrick. He's got a 2-start week, so if you want to start just kind of playing the 2-start matchups, Chad Patrick is a guy on my rankings this week. And he's underrated. He still has an under 4 ERA. He doesn't get a lot of K's, but he can get you wins and stay in games.
Mike V, go to your NFBC My Team's page. Dial up free agents, and Jacob Mizraski is probably he was just made available, so he wasn't scooped up last week.
This is bullshit, Uncle Ted. Come on, Quinn Priester over Brain Bayo. That's a bit extreme. Come on, no one's taking Quinn Priester over most pitchers. Come on, dude. Right? Come on.
I don't know. They're kind of the same for me. I don't really have any strong thoughts.
That hurts. You're forgetting about Bayo's stuff, man. He can miss way more bats than Priester. Remember last year that insane game where he struck out like 1 million guys but gave up 5 or 6 earned runs? Yeah, it's like that. But if
that is him in a nutshell.
Right, and he still hasn't gotten back to that yet. Again, a guy coming back from shoulder issues in the offseason, so whatever. I'm not saying Brian Bayo's going to change your life. Just saying. He's definitely worth an ad in 15-teamers, Britton. That's a 15-teamer.
Yep.
There we go. 202. Thank you guys very much for joining. Appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to all of the great dads. I appreciate everyone's. Oh yeah, hit it, baby. Appreciate everyone's patience. I have been working a crazy proposal at work, and that has now coming to an end. So I will be back next week, a little bit more active on Twitter as well as the shows here as well. So Pedro Martinez Bayo. Yeah,
That's funny.
Our boy Davey Funnel, want to give a shout out. Great job as always, guys. If you guys aren't following Dave, make sure you do that. He's the injury guru. So if you guys are looking for updates on some guys who get hurt or coming back from injury, Dave's a guy to follow. So
it's at sports with a Z _ nut 2 T's. So sports nut 51 with a Z and 2 T's. There you go. That's a good, great guy. That's my guy, Davey Funnel. Great dude.
Thank you guys very much. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to check out tomorrow's Prospect Power Hour with Ben and Robbie as well as Govier. Give that a shout. Give that a look. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we did the AL and NL East Dream Prospect lineup last week. We're doing the AL Central and NL Central Dream Prospect lineup this week. See you tomorrow night.